Hey everyone, Neil here. Just want to give a quick announcement before we get into the interview video. I did a small oopsie on my part with the audio balancing. I did not realize that I still have my mic filters on that I usually use for streaming to help block out like the mouse clicks and stuff like that and overall extra noise around the house. So I do apologize for that. My audio is going to be a little bit more quiet, whereas Chia's volume will be a little bit louder. While I don't think this is okay, I think it's the best outcome. So at least we hear all the answers of the person we're interviewing today. So reason why I couldn't go through and fix it post edit is because I had us in a Discord call for the interview, and I thought just to make it a little bit more comfortable for each other, we would have some Break Frontier music on in the background, which you'll hear in the video. So that's why I couldn't fix it too much, because if I did, then the music would be louder for 1 second, then the music would just be quite quiet the next, and it wouldn't have been the best. So overall, just going to upload the entire thing raw as is. Uh, Speaking of that, it's not edited like at all, like very little. It's just this part of me talking to you now, and then there's like two jump cuts at the end. That being because I thought the interview was over, and I managed to talk a little bit more. We got just a little bit more footage out, so I threw the recording back on, and we got like an extra 37 minutes worth of footage. Just peeked over at the media list, but yeah, extra 37 minutes was able to get obtained from that. So do apologize for the jump cut, but that's why it's there. So don't think that anything was cut out or is missing. All the questions were answered, and we even got some extra. So just want to give a heads up for that. Additionally, before we go into the update video or not update interview, gotta talk about update videos. Update 23 kind of left everybody in the dark a little bit on when's our next update video. We didn't leave a teaser or anything for you guys. That being said, because didn't know if we were going to stick to a bi-monthly schedule or move over to a quarterly schedule. After doing some review and thoughts, we are going to be moving over to a quarterly update schedule for the rest of Recoded's lifespan. Reason being, when we first started the project a couple years ago, the thought process was, okay, we'll try and have 1 month, one video. Wow, that is a lot. I did not realize how much that would be. So burning myself out just a little bit, and just across the team, everybody experienced a little bit of burnout here and there. So best case scenario, we moved over to a bi-monthly schedule. Huge improvements, huge improvements. So I want to take that just a little bit of a step further. Let's move us over to a quarterly update schedule. That way we don't have previous updates like update 22 that came out last year. While it was also part of the bi-monthly schedule, I'm a little disappointed in myself personally that we couldn't deliver more to you guys. Granted, everybody loved update 22. Everybody's super excited for the additional rarities. I'm beyond happy that everybody's excited for that. Makes me feel great knowing that we produced a good update for you guys. But I do want us to be able to actually provide you like more updates of what's happening in game, or just have a more fulfilling update rather than it be wait 2 months for a 2 minute video. You know what I mean? Or in this case, wait 3 minutes for a 3 minute video. So I just want there to be more overall each update. That way we're not pushing out an update just for the sake of saying, oh, we have something to show, or yeah, we have to meet these deadlines just to have something out there. So not to say that the future updates are not going to be bountiful, because now they're going to be way bigger. Next update, March 29th, update 24. Mark your calendars. Battle Enhancement 2. Gonna have a lot of things happening to the in-game dungeon system. So if you saw the last Battle Enhancement video and you saw how many changes and updates we did in that one, you can expect another video just like that with much more improvements and much more accuracy to the original Brave Frontier that we're trying to replicate. Additionally, going with the quarterly update schedule, I can say, however, that we have all of our updates pre-planned for the rest of the year. All the dates are listed, and are ready to be worked on as we go on throughout the year. So, starting from first to last, again, March 29th will be Update 24, Battle Enhancement 2. If I can come up with a more creative title or something like that, rather than just slapping a 2 on the end, because I personally don't like doing that. I hate slapping a 2 on the end of things. I feel like it's a cop-out, but just in case, Battle Enhancement 2, go watch the previous one. I believe it's Update 12. Lots of good stuff coming. June 28th, Update 25, Audio Adaptation. Our advisor for the project, JoCab, has been cooking up so much good stuff for you guys. I cannot wait. I'm super, super excited for you guys to see JoCab's update because the man is cooked. My God, he's prepared a full buffet for everybody. So hope you're all excited for that. September 27th, another big, massive update. This update is more primarily going to be focusing on gameplay, mechanics, and balancing. Update 26 will be September 27th, and it will be the recovery reduction. We'll get more into that in the future, but for that update, we'll be having our co-founder, Kaz, helping me out on explaining all these big changes coming in to Recoded, as well as much more things as well. And finally, Christmas and New Year's, December 27th, Update 27. Playtest possibilities. I'm not saying more than that. Playtest possibilities, Update 27. Stay tuned. Other than that, that's about it, fellas. About it, Summoners. Y'all have heard me yap on for long enough now, 6-7 minutes. About time for the interview. Without further ado, our interview with ex-Brave Frontier global artist, Chia. Hope you all enjoy, and I will see you all in Update 24. Take care. Okay, so yeah, just want to give the preface that we are recording right now. So, whenever you're ready with the questions, just let me know, and we can get started.
Just a little more. I'm done on number 7 on the last question.
All right.
Okay, I'm done.
Alrighty.
I'm ready.
All right. We'll get started. So I may bounce around with the questions for a bit, or yeah, at some point, but all more or less going to be the same questions.
Mhm.
Hello, everyone.
I think we
Sorry, what's up?
good. No. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. Neely here with an exciting interview today. I'm happy to welcome an ex-artist and animator from Brave Frontier Global Team, Chia, who has been nice enough to give us a little time to talk about their process. So thank you very much for being here, Chia.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Chia, the ex-2D artist and animator from the Brave Frontier Global Team.
So before we get too invested in the Brave Frontier side of things, I think it'd be nice for everyone to kind of get to know you a bit more. So, Chia, who are you? What is it that you do exactly?
I'm a 2D artist generalist, all-rounder. I do character arts and a little bit of environment arts and also pixel arts, sometimes helping the technical artists. And in the end, I also help with the management of the team. So yeah, I'm
Pretty all over the
a
place,
very
huh?
all-rounder artist.
Wow, all the above. So how long have you been an artist for? Like, how did the whole being an artist start?
So I graduated from a university in design major around 2011, and I got my first job in an indie game studio in September 2011. And yeah, that's how I start my career as a game artist.
Wow, 2011. Ah, man, feels like
That's
it's been
13
forever.
years ago.
Yeah, it it's feels like it's been forever, but like it really hasn't. It's crazy.
Wow.
Is there a is there any media that gave you more like inspiration or drive to start your art career?
So when I was young, I played a lot of games, especially the JRPGs. And I remember my first JRPG that I played very much was Final Fantasy VII in PlayStation 1. And it was like a mind-blowing games because the games I played beforehand was the children games like you match the square into a square and then the the round shape into round and vice and whatsoever. So yeah, when I played the JRPG in PlayStation One, I was like, "Oh, this is so amazing! I want to be a part of
So
the
revolutionary.
game making." Yeah, it's all revolutionary, like the graphic and the storytelling, the battles, the arts. It's so yeah overwhelming, and I was like, okay, I decided that this will be my career in the future, and I was still like 8 years old at that time or
Wow,
10.
that's so exciting. That's amazing. So, was so I got to ask, just going on to Final Fantasy VII for a second. Did you happen to 100% it?
Yes, I
Oh,
actually played it
true fan.
twice because the first one I
Twice.
was
Oh my
still
goodness.
too small. Yeah, I was too young to understand what the story of the game.
Yeah.
So after a few years later, after I grew older and understand English better, so English is not my first language. Then I played the game from start again and using the game guides from Magic magazines. At that
Mm,
time, there's no internet yet, and so I finished the game in 100%.
amazing. I I know you just mentioned that English isn't your first language, but I just do want to note that you are doing very great at speaking like fluently and stuff. So,
Thank you.
a little bit of a silly question. Just as an artist, for 10 plus years at this rate, is there any color that like you enjoy working with or that you don't prefer working with?
Uh, my favorite my favorite color is red. Any shade of red. And the second is green because in theory green has like the widest selection of color of all colors. So yeah, they're very easy to work with. And then my least favorite color is white because white is a really hard color to shade in in any drawing.
Okay.
Like sometimes the white can be a little bluish, can be a little ivory, a little grease, and then you have to play with a lot of other colors to make the white looks white.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of hard to show off white on a white canvas.
Yeah, and if you just shade the white with gray or black, then the
Mm,
colors will look so dull. So yeah, you have to play with purple, with blue, with red, with any other color than white.
yeah, that makes 1,000% sense. You mentioned before too, like working, kind of touching on Brave Frontier briefly. You did mention before that working with like the color white for a lot of characters was difficult. Was that something that you came up with as a workaround, or is that something more of like a team effort?
I think yeah, it's my personal preference because when I started my career, I didn't really know much about the professional world. Like it's very different when you do arts in the university with the teachers and the other students, and then you just thrown into the professional world,
Mm-hmm.
working with the team and stuff. And then I realized that sometimes when you work on a character that is all white, like a knight or a sorcerer or someone with light elements, then you have to give them like different type of white. Like for example, on the cape that is very front fabric, it's the super white, like just white on the top left, and then the shirt inside it has to be a bluish white, and then the
Right.
pants it has to be grease white, and yeah, there's a lot of white that has to be picked from for one character that is all white. So it's quite a challenge whenever I get a light unit to work on.
So just for some references, we'll have some different heroes on screen to go along with the descriptions that you're giving us.
Mm, hmm. I actually, since I've been working on so many units, I don't remember much. But yeah, I think the Gaston,
Gaston.
Gaston, yeah.
Ah, yeah. I pulled
The
up
one
character.
from
Yep.
the one from Shin Megami Tensei
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
collaboration.
I'll
Yeah,
play
so
along.
it's one of the unit that I work on. And so you can see that the front cape has grease white, and then the shirt has orange. Orange is white, and then the boots has yellow is white,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's still the weapon that has grease white with blue blue shading. Yeah. So and that's like so it's so difficult.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm not an artist myself, but I can definitely understand what you mean with like having to work with portraying white without using white. So that's I can only imagine the mental struggle of like trying to get that, and then doing that
Yeah.
multiple across a bunch of units.
And
But
it's different from like red or green shades. Like red, you have crimson, you have maroon, you have the blood orange. It's still red, but the difference between the subcolors is very visible. Like it's clearly blood orange, it's clearly dark red, it's
mm,
clearly maroon. But for white, it's very subtle. So yeah, that's the challenge of the day.
it definitely every little color detail absolutely makes everything pop in the arts. Just another reason why I think everybody in the community appreciates every art piece.
Yes.
Yeah, that is amazing. And it's awesome too because I do I do distinctly remember uh, buying a lot of gems at the time just for Gaston because I wasn't familiar with where he was from at the time, but I just really enjoyed the art because I was also a fan of light types myself. So
Oh, thank you.
if there was a light type that came out, it was like okay, well, gotta get them now. So yeah, I that is super exciting to hear that you worked on Gaston as well. It's another one of my favorite beloved heroes. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
going going more into making the unit art though, do you have any sort of like routine before you start making a drawing, or do you have like a process? Like for
Um,
example, like do you have to have like a cup of tea or take a bath or anything? like ritual wise?
It was very straightforward. Like I woke up and then taking a bath and breakfast, and then I bike to work with my bicycle. Red, of course, it's the color is red bicycle, and then and then I just brew a hot green tea, and then checking my phone because I don't check my phone upon waking up, or else I will be late for work every day.
Oof.
So that's why I just okay. I'm not gonna touch my phone. I'm just toss it into my bag and then bike to work. And then at work, before everything, like 10 minutes before the work starts, I just check my phone, check my social media, and then yeah, enjoying my cup of green tea. It has to be green tea, or else I won't
Has to be
be
green tea.
I won't be awake. Yeah, it has caffeine.
It would be a
And
cranky
then
Chia.
yeah, and then after the work time starts, I open everything, the chat for the Brave Frontier team, and then also the office chat team and other stuff, and then waiting for either feedback or the next task of the day. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right.
It's very normal.
So duly noted. Chia must have the green tea. Do not upset.
Yes.
So going more into the actual drawing now. You're sitting down at the table. You got pen in hand. What is something that you prefer drawing or that you don't like to draw? Like, are you more into drawing human characters or more beasts and like dragons and stuff?
I can say that my preference in what I enjoy drawing is quite peculiar because I enjoy drawing mood and personality either than the visual itself. Like I always ask the writer or do a lot of research about the mood of the character, of the personality. So yeah, I was a close friends with the writer of Brave Frontier because I was the only one who tapped on them to to tell me every detail of the character's personality. Because I like the design principle that design is based on function. So if the character is a knight, then I want to think that oh, I am if I am a knight, I want my sword on the left side, and then on the right side I will have my water bottle or a little pouch with jerkies or dry dried fruits. And then also if I have a letter, I will put it inside the bag on my waist. And yeah, I just imagine myself as the character and how they do their things. So that's how I start thinking about their design.
Putting yourself in their shoes and really like embracing the whole character. I absolutely love that. I think that's
Yes,
amazing.
that's
I
my favorite. That's my favorite way to imagine the character personality. To like if the knight is the personality is shy, then maybe the knight has a hooded cape, so that when he's feeling shy, he can put on the hood and then shy away from people's eyes. Yeah, the details like that, or maybe the helmet has little eye visor something. Yeah, that he can put down whenever he doesn't want to see the eyes of other people, the people he talks to. So yeah, that's how that's how I think about the designs.
that all makes sense. I absolutely love that. Putting yourself in the character's shoes. That's super. I don't think there's a better way to do that. Honestly, I think that's super exciting.
So that's why the least thing that I don't enjoy in drawing is that when I don't get what is it, a very detailed explanation about what the character is, because this is not for pre-frontier because we have a writer, but on another personal project, sometimes the client only wants like I want this character to look like a popular anime character, and then holding a wielding a katana, then and then element is water, and then he's a very cool person, and that's it. Also, I had difficulty whenever I design characters like that because I cannot put myself into his shoes. Like, I need more information.
You need to know like the
So
personality and stuff.
yeah, and sometimes not all people can imagine the details like that, and that's why they approach the artists to make visuals for what they cannot imagine. So yeah, I I always have difficulty in drawing something like that.
Yeah, definitely need the details for sure. The whole personality thing too. I think that's definitely something that's portrayed heavily in the sprites and the arts, especially as they grow and evolve. You can really see like some of the characters getting more, like you said, kind of being more sad or being more expressive as they grow. Like Magrus, I know you mentioned like
Yes.
a knight with a visor. Eventually,
Yes.
he takes off his visor, kind of becomes big honcho on the parts.
And my favorite part is that in Brave Frontiers we have evolves, and sometimes from 7 star to Omni, the character has character development, story development. So, for example, the shy knight with the visor on his helmet, in the Omni, he turns into a more confident person, and so that's why on the Omni art, the helmet is more open, more grand, more fancy because he has gained confidence, he has gained skills and gains respect from the people around him. And so yeah, that's a very fun to design because I can visualize the growth of the character into the art.
Absolutely, and it's super exciting to not only be able to have that on just a small team of the six heroes, but to have so many stories and heroes that just give you tons and tons of life experiences and stuff. It's so exciting. So
Yes.
really really do thank you for all your time and effort and putting in, like you said, that personality into the art because it absolutely does show.
Thank you very much.
Um, so we are in the middle of all the holidays and stuff. We just passed Halloween. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. I don't know if you have any special traditions for that time, and we'll have Christmas and New Year's coming up. So, is there any holidays that you prefer, or is there any that you're most excited about?
I prefer Christmas because it's more colorful that way. Halloween is so dark. Like I see my surrounding in color palettes sometimes or most of the times. And Christmas time makes everything looks so sparkly and so colorful. Like you see in the shops they have Christmas trees and the bubbles and yeah, the lights, the candles. While in Halloween it's just black, dark
Everything's all gloomy.
purple,
Yeah,
yeah, and the brightest colors maybe the pumpkin, the orange, but that's it. So that's why I prefer Christmas.
that makes sense. Definitely like the cheerful and jolliness.
Yes.
Um, is there anything you hope to get for Christmas this year? Anything from Santa?
Um, I I don't know. I feel that maybe. So I've been playing Overwatch 2 a lot lately. So I hope
What? Oh
Santa
my
gives
god.
me more Overwatch coins because there's so many skins that I want to buy.
Oh my god. That's. I am like an Overwatch fanatic, so that is like insane comment to make for me personally. But All right. Now I gotta ask this question: Who is your main?
Mercy. I'm a healer
Mercy.
main.
Oh my goodness! And
I
you main
have
support. Oh.
I have disgusting hours on Mercy. Like
I'm.
few hundreds hours. I don't know.
I have way too many hours on Anna and Moira, so I'm both like your ally and your enemy.
I cannot aim, so I cannot possibly play DPS. And then I'm kind of scared to fight in the front line. So tank is a no for me. And yeah, my only option is just support FJ. I will just heal you from the background, from the back. Don't mind me, don't mind me. I will run away if enemy comes closer.
uh, that's so exciting. That's funny. Um. Oh wow, that's awesome. All right. I gotta rewind for a second. Completely threw me off. Uh, so
Mhm.
back to being an artist. Is there any hardware or programs that you prefer, or that you'd recommend to any aspiring digital artists that would want to maybe follow in the Brave Frontier steps?
For hardware, I'm using the old reliable Wacom. Mine is Wacom Infos Pro. Yeah, Wacom Infos Pro, and I've been having it for maybe 7 years, 8 years. And yeah, the pen is kind of broken but still working, so it's a very durable hardware. It's also expensive, I know, and that's why a lot of younger artists started to go to Huion or yeah, I forgot the other brand, but that's cheaper. But from the feedback from my artist friends, they they tried Huion, but then come back to Wacom because it's more reliable. Like there's no there's no delay, and then the sensitivity is just a lot better, and even the display tablet is more accurate and not as hot as Huion. So yeah, I'm not saying that Huion is bad, but I personally prefer the very sturdy and durable hardware that is Wacom, which quality doesn't change over the years, over the decades. And so for the program, I'm still using the old reliable Paint Tool Sai, which is currently has the second version, so Paint Tool Sai 2. I bought the license and stuff. And then I know that the Clip Studio Paint has been very popular recently, but um, so the upside of using Clip Studio Paint is that the program itself has a store that sells assets, free assets sometimes, that you can use in your art. So it's just like a stamping assets onto your art, which is very fast and very efficient. But I never use it in any of my frontier arts because I feel like using someone else's art into my art, if it's done professionally, is not quite ethical. So even though all the details in the units I work on in Brave Frontier, it's all drawn by hands. I never use assets, even the grass blades or the small ornaments on the outfit or the weapons, the necklace, the earrings, everything I just draw from scratch.
That's that's all. I remember we discussed too the whole process of just having to fine tune the details when we were going through the process of devolving units earlier in the month, and
Yeah.
that's exactly why I wanted to go with the whole removal route for the flare, because it didn't feel right for me personally to tack on any additional art or flair to those characters, since not only did I feel like it would be maybe not everybody wouldn't be as accepting or as excited that they're adding or that we're adding new art to something that you created that isn't, you know, your creation in a sense. So I felt like it would be more comfortable to just remove sections, and that way it all in all is still your creation, just a little bit more fine tuned. So I do think it was really exciting that we were able to sort of get your blessing on devolving these units.
Yes.
Is there any sorry? Is there any particular? Ooh, why am I? I'll cut that out. Why am I having such a blank? All right, let me restart. Okay, so starting off with some more Brave Frontier questions too. If you had to pick one of these six elements, what element would you be?
Of course, it's fire since I love red.
Makes sense. All right, what?
And yeah, I love drawing fire so much that um, at one time um, I got a lot of fire units to work on, and so I had to like research how fire will move and the shape and stuff. So I just love drawing fire so much that I memorized the fire shapes, so I don't have to look at the references anymore up to today.
You just had perfect mental image of all the fire and how
Yes.
you wanted to be applied and stuff. That's great. Is there a favorite fire unit that you worked on?
Um, the latest one is Asha.
Asha.
Asha, yeah.
I do love
Asha,
her.
the fire monster girl.
Her colors are very very pretty.
I also the one who drew the portraits, and yeah, I got some compliments from the team like, wow, you really outdone yourself with the fire because it looks so fire.
The fire is fire. Yeah, no, the
The fire is fire.
all the magma details and everything too. They really pop and stand out. And it was really kind of surreal seeing Asha too, because I was like, wow, you know, Brave Frontier team's kind of pumping out like some creepy stuff. Because I remember, I think the last time I got like I want to say like heebie-jeebies maybe from like a unit was probably Magris himself or any of like the other Halloween units like Samira or Sierra, because I always thought it
Mhm.
was kind of cool seeing you know the play on the stories and the play on characters, like you said, the personalities and how dark those characters truly could be.
There's actually a little story behind Aska. Asha? Aska? I don't know how to spell her name. Asya? I think Asya. Yeah, so the story behind it was so the writer at the time wanted a monster girl that is not just like a pretty girl wearing something monster like equipment, but literally a, a monster that is a girl. So that's why when they gave me the idea of the monster girl, and I started my research and then started to sketch down my ideas and then give it back to them, they were very impressed because like, wow, this is finally a monster girl, a real monster girl, not just some girls with monster outfit. And so that's why, like you said before, Asha looks so um, scary, looks very monstrous. Yeah, that's because. because she's supposed to be one.
Yeah, no, definitely the Devourer title is definitely deserving for sure. And I just pulling up the Asha art for a moment is the the blue around the character, was that also supposed to be like white detailings?
No. From what I know, Asha is an alter ego from another character, and that character is, oh no,
Inara?
no, wait. The name. So, I don't really remember the names because sometimes, since art is the very first thing that we do, for a new character, we do it months before the release. So, for example, if the unit release on December, then the concept art starts from June.
Wow.
Sometimes even
Okay.
May. Yeah, because we have to, do the concept down and then the sketch, with all the colors down, and then, pass it to the pixel artist, to the animators, and then we draw the unit arts, we draw the portraits, and then the writer has to write the story, the conversation in the game, and yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that goes into that character. That's why we do it months earlier. And sometimes when the tasks come to us artists, the character doesn't have a name yet. So, for Asia, I remember the name was just Monster Girl, and then, some other units. The autumn one was Squirrel Girl, and
Squirrel
then
Girl.
yeah, there's a bit of just, Fairy Dear Girl. So, when they're being released, we just notice, oh, so his name is this, her name is that. But yeah, by the time we already move into another unit, and then, whose name we don't know yet. So yeah, we artists have difficulty in remembering the names.
Yeah, that's. I mean, with so many characters too. I mean, I can only imagine too. It there is so many heroes. It's kind of hard to remember every face and name. So definitely don't totally understand that part. Um, that is just so insane though. So that does raise more questions since six. Yeah, that would be about 6 7 months out then before you would even have like the lore on the character and stuff like that. So would that? I imagine that made it a whole lot harder just making the character itself, like you said, not having the personality and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever any heroes that you you were the team made, and then after like that 3 4 month period, the writers said like, oh well, new lore came out, so we have to change this character around and kind of scrap this idea.
Oh, no, actually, no, almost never happened. Everything was planned beforehand, planned perfectly. And even though if the writer, if the team wants change after writing the character and finding that the design doesn't really fit, usually they just want minor addition, like, oh, can you, and, like, giving it back to the artist, 2 weeks prior the release, and like, I'm sorry, can this character have, the sword shining in green, for example, or adding a necklace, or adding another small accessories, yeah, things like that. But never be like, can you change this character design completely? It's never like that, because if they do, then it has to, um go back to the pixel art, to the aura, to the, game, magic effects. So yeah, there's a lot of going back and redoing everything. So that's why, if they find it's not, that the design is not, fit the story that they have written, then yeah, just add something minor.
Okay, so it's good to hear that there wasn't any like scrapped heroes or characters that we didn't get to see, right?
No, we don't script. Yeah,
Awesome.
everything was used. If even though if it's scrapped, it's usually during the concepting phase. So yeah, um, we will sketch maybe 3 to 5 different visuals for for the character, and then the team will discuss which one fits the most for the story, and then also and then after they pick one, they will add things like what if the armor face this way, what if the sword is smaller, what if the helmet has wings and stuff like that. And then we fix the sketches, and then give it colors, like 3 or 5 variants of colors. And then after they pick one, we go to the aura, and aura is also the same, like we give 3 to 5 variations. And yeah, once it's all picked, then we finally have a whole unit that is in color sketch, and that's enough to be passed to the animator team, so the, the producing of the pixel art can finally start.
All right, awesome. So going more into the concept arts is that how some of the alternate arts were decided for some characters, or was it additional afterwards, like post concepts, or sorry, post release?
Which one is it?
Just any unit art. Uh, so we can say like Xenon and Astia, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm,
was there alternate art like a concept as well, or
I cannot remember much about the alternate arts. I'm not sure if that's made by my team, even though it's also global. Because the ones I remember was the alternate hip hop hip hop skins for Belfier and who is this queen again? um, that again.
Sorrento?
Sarentis
Yes.
queen. Sofina, yeah. So
Savannah.
Sofina
Okay.
and Belfier at the time had alternate alternate costume for like hip hop units, and that was made by the team by my team, and that's like kind of a reward for the players, um, to hype the game, to follow with the current trends. But as for the other alternate, like the summer skins or something else. I don't really remember. I forgot. Yeah, I think because most of the time I work on the main units for the main story from the Grand Quest stories, so I didn't really uh, be in part of the alternates.
Okay. Uh, Going into the Grand Quest, is there any Grand Quest that you prefer?
Oh, my favorite one is the um, where's the siren? This one.
It makes sense.
Crossing the abyss. Oh, no, no, no. The everlasting embrace. Everlasting embrace. Is that or fates of the fallen? Yeah, the one with Sarandis.
Yeah.
He was quite he was a unit that I really love so much because he felt new. Like the Frontier didn't have any characters like him before, and I happened to be the one who designed him from the concept to portrait. And also, I talk with the writers a lot, about Serentis, about the other characters um in that Grand Quest as well. So yeah, it's my favorite one. It has even it has Seruya in it, the Christmas unit, Seruya.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story about Seruya. So when it was still 2014, 2015, I forgot when was the first time Seruya came out. Brave Frontier only had until 6 stars. So we designed Zeroia from 4 star, 5 star, and to 6 star. The last evolution. At the time, we thought 6 star was the last evolution. And then a year passed, and then it's another Christmas, and Zeroia gets to have another appearance. And somehow the team told us, hey, now we have 7 stars, so you have to draw Zeroia with a more upgraded looks, and the task fell on me, and I was like, oh, but Syria is already so crowded. So
Yeah, there are
how
so
how
many
how do I
details.
do this? So it took me time, a long time, a few days to came up with the design for Syria. And yeah, we did it. 7 star for Syria. And then the next year, we were
We
told
got
that
Omni.
Seruya is going to make another appearance, and now we have Omni. I was like,
Oh
oh my
man.
god, no! And then I was like, I was quiet at the chat, and then the art director asked, who who was working on Seruya last year? I was like, oh no, it's me!
Oh no.
Oh no, it's me. So, but apparently, um, they have different direction from 7 star to Omni. So I think the team noticed that the characters getting the designs are getting busier and busier, and it's not really pretty in the small screen of the phone.
Yes.
So it's just like, yeah, a mess of detail detailed accessories, little accessories. So that's why from 7 star to Omni, if I remember correctly, the the direction moves into character development, story development, instead of just upgrading the look, instead of just adding more armor, or making the weapon bigger, and yeah, the ship just everywhere.
Mm.
And I really like that direction, because yeah, just like I said before, I love drawing growth of the character, and yeah, having the 7 stars going to Omni and giving them a new look that is related to the story, related to the character growth, was very satisfying for me.
Yeah, I think the Omnis they gave a lot of inspiration. I felt like I remember Cygnus being one that was a really big blow up for me. Seeing the six to, and that was another thing too. Sometimes heroes would jump from 6 stars right to Omni Evolution, and it felt like just such a big revival for like our nostalgic heroes that were back in 2013, 14, and then they get this massive glow up, and it was just super exciting. And getting to learn more about some of our favorite characters too. It's always great.
Yes, I really love that new direction. Even though we were shocked at first, there's Omni. So 7 star was not the last evolution.
Were you scared that they were going to say, "Hey, we're going to do a ninth evolution now"?
Yes. At the time, I was like, okay, I even asked the art director, I asked the team, so like, is Omnis going to be the last evolution? And since our base, uh the what is it again? The engine? No, like the base of the game came from the Japan version. So whatever whatever the Japan version does, we just adapt it into the global version. And
Mm.
so the after I asked that to the art director, he said that, well, I don't know, let's just pray. we don't have 9 stars.
Have the
But
player of one
yeah,
character take up the entire screen.
it stops until Omni, and we were so glad.
Oh man. I guess going more on just going like the pixels and the flare. Is there any pixel art that you're more attached to?
So my first studio when after I graduated in 2011 was a pixel art studio game, and the style was retro pixel, which is which is a lot like yeah, Frontier. So that's why when I adapted into Frontier pixel style, I didn't have much difficulty. It was quite easy for me. And so my favorite pixel art was Zelion, because I challenged myself. So yeah, just like another office, every year we have a review, and then at that year, I think it was what year? Let me see. 2017. Yeah, at the annual review of 2017, the team asked me, "Do you have something that you want to challenge yourself in the frontier?" And I said, I'm a 2D generalist artist and an all-rounder. I want to try making a character from start to end, from everything like from concept to unit to portrait to pixel art to the animation to the effect itself, and then yeah, everything from the very beginning to release. So they gave me the chance, and I worked on Zelion 7 star and Omni, from the concepting, the sketches, and then the rendering, the unit art, and then also the portrait, and even the pixel art, the animation. Even though the animation I got help with another pixel artist since we are chasing the deadline, and then also the effects. I was quite a technical artist sometimes, yeah. And then also remember that Celion has a Yon Koma manga for Koma manga, the short comics that started with Cellion's grand quest and his crush on Astrid. I was the one who drew the comic also.
You drew the
So
entire comic.
Celion,
Oh my god.
yes, Celion is like my
He
baby,
really is.
because
Yeah, I was about to say he
yeah,
really is your baby. He's your son. That's
even before Celion became the main character of the Grand Quest, he appeared as a villain in the arc before, and I was the one who drew the portrait.
oh my god. So many big lore drops. This is insane.
Yeah, just my baby. Zelion's my baby.
Absolutely.
And then after that, so the next year we had annual review again, 2018, and they asked me, so you have completed the challenge. You basically did everything on Zelion alone, and what do you think about it? I was like, oh, well, that was quite challenging. Yes, of course. And then I was quite satisfied with how it turned out, because I proved myself to be yeah, literally an all-rounder artist by doing everything myself. And then they were like, yeah, we were also satisfied with the result. Do you want to try it again? No.
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 One and done.
Just once enough. Because so to work on Zelion, it took me like 2 months, 3 months, just working on the same character. And from the point of view of deadlines, it's not a good a good thing for one artist to keep doing the same character for 3 months straight. And And even though I'm an all-rounder, I do have a mastery in different parts. For example, I do unit arts better than the pixel animation. So I took longer in making the pixel animation than if another pixel artist does it.
Right.
So yeah, it's not very efficient deadline wise. And yeah, the time that I used to struggle in doing the pixel art could be used to draw another character's unit art. So it's more efficient that way. So that's why I said, well, efficiency wise, let's not. And also, I was feeling like FOMO, feeling of missing out because everybody else drawing different characters in the 3 months, and I just stuck with one character. Like Celion haunting me at office, at work, at home, at my sleep, in my dreams, and I
Oh
woke up and
man.
I see Celion again. Like I love you, but yeah, never again.
That's incredible. S- Okay, so we touched on, you mentioned pixel art animation. You mentioned unit art animation. Is there any other art that you were involved in? Like maybe like some backgrounds or like any UI stuff? I mean, you did mention Grand
You
Quest.
I didn't do UI. Maybe just some buttons that need some little arts like the flag on the Grand Quest. I think on the arena. Yeah, arena button. It has little flags on the button. So yeah, I was the one who drew it. And then other UI was being done by another artist who is more into design than illustration. And I'm not a design person, even though I was graduated from design major.
What about like backgrounds, like any like wallpapers or stuff?
There's another artist who's specialized in backgrounds, who did the environment arts. And usually this environment artist had mastery in 3D. So for example, if the background has hallways or buildings or stuff, they make the 3D in in Blender, I think. Yeah, in the Blender, and then they put it on canvas in Photoshop or other program, and then they paint over it. And that's something that I cannot do.
Wow.
I'm not yeah, I'm not really good in 3D. It's really hard for me to make a 3D object on 2D surface. Like monitor is flat, but you are making a 3D object in flat surface. Like my brain
Yeah,
cannot handle
that's
it.
I didn't think, I thought it was just all originally one like painting done like that. That's crazy that it was a 3D model at one point first. That's oh
Yeah, I
wow.
was really amazed by their sketches. Like they literally use 3D and everything. Like whoa.
Yeah, that's I would have loved to see what like just any of the buildings rendered in 3D, like Imperial Capitol Randall, like that would be surreal. Um, wow, that's awesome. So we talked a lot about you making the unit arts and the process a bit, but did you have any precise? Mm, sorry, do you have a description? I don't know why you wrote that one. So, what was the process like working for like the Break Frontier team?
So if so we were divided into two big teams for most of the time. So one team is the game designers, and then the other one is the art team. The art team consists of the 2D artists like me, and then also the animators and the technical artists that exports converts everything into data and goes into the um, goes into the machine and the engine and the program that the game designers use to make the game. And then usually the artist team gets an order from the other team, from the game designer team, like so we will have a new grand quest, a new arc, and the characters are blah 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 blah. And we know usually we have six elements, so the main characters are normally six until, yeah, maybe later in the story we have additional character or something. And then it will the writer has written the rough story of how the grand quest will run. And then we get the character, the unit order starting from the first appearance. So yeah, like we got Belvoir first, and then Sirentis and Sofinar, and then the later one like Saskia, yeah, Saskia, and the dragon guy. He was given to us later because he appeared in later chapter 6, I think. And then we started to work from the sketches. We gather the reference of the character, of what we want to visualize the character. But the order from the game designer usually already has the uh, art reference of what what the character should look like. For example, this character is tall, is a human, a female, and then adult, and she is a sorcerer, and she wears a cape that has um, tassels on the bottom, and then they put the picture of the said cape with tassels in the document, and then also, the colors of the hair will be red, and the boots is a combat boots, blah blah blah, and the weapon is a sword, and they put the reference of the sword into the documents, but they never they never ask the artist to closely follow the reference documents. They just like roughly trying to visualize the character using existing existing reference in the internet, and then with artists translate it into a whole character that has personality, has a story in it, using the various references.
And they're giving you a lot of freedom to kind of make it more of your own as well.
Yeah, because they keep saying that we are designers, we are game designers. And then like I'm just a writer. We're not artists, so we trust you to. Of course, you're gonna be better than us in creating something visually, and maybe like the cape and the armor that they choose that goes into the reference documents doesn't really look good if being drawn together. So yeah, they just told us that if you see that the reference that we give does not match, doesn't look good on the character, you have the freedom to tweak it. You have the freedom to make your own, or even like um what they suggest to the team. How about if I draw the cape like this? How about if I change the armor like this to fit the character more? So there was a lot of freedom in the creating process.
That's awesome. That's always great. Was there a lot of changes that you think you had to make that you weren't too much of a fan of? Just because it was like
Um,
more so what the writers or other developers wanted?
It's different per persons because yeah, um, like I'm my preference in drawing in creating a character is seeing the mood, seeing the personality of the character. But other artists have it different. Like they maybe more visual wise. Like they know what's on uh, what's trending, what's the popular character
Yeah,
in the fandom. Yeah, right now. So they just um pick the popular features from the trending characters and then make it into Brave Frontier characters. So it is like resonance more into the players. Like you see, if it's elf, then the current trending elf is either Frieren or the Dungeon Messi. Who's the name again? Mercila? Yeah. And so sometimes they just pick the popular feature of Mercil, like the staff, the root the wooden staff, and then pick Frieren's twin tails and then put it into the designs. Sometimes the designs fits. If the design fits the character, then they use it. If not, then yeah, they will
back
ask
to
for
back to
some
edits.
more variations. Yeah.
Gotcha. What is so? Just to kind of rehash the question again, just a little bit different. Is there any changes that were made to a character that you didn't like that went through in the final product?
Uh, so there was this character. I forgot the name. She was Zelion's mother.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh,
Aurelia.
yeah. So the portrait was originally my task, and then after I finished the sketch or the line art, I think, yeah, I got uh, I had to do another task, so I left that the portrait into to someone else, to another artist, and then somehow they made the boobs bigger.
Ugh.
And like, oh wait, but and like, I didn't like how that artist made the boobs her personality. Like
Oh
he-
man.
she doesn't she doesn't have to be any sexier, she doesn't have to be any, mommy like, she just find
Right.
the way she is. But yeah,
Oh,
every time it changes hands, the boobs get bigger.
oh man.
Until our art director had to stop them, like, okay, this character doesn't need to be more sexy than this, doesn't have to be, more appealing than this, so stop this.
Yeah, there's I remember there was so many characters that like it seemed like their breast size were quite literally like the entire image of the art
Yes.
on the phone screen. It was just like, wow, well, I gotta quickly swipe off this one. Uh,
I just watched from the sideline, like, oh no, my baby, her breast grows.
oh man, oh that's a big funny one. So, okay, with all the characters you've drawn, do you think you could spit out a number real quick on just like how many characters you've worked on?
I have no idea. Let me see the ones that I have right now. It's 60. 60?
60. Oh man.
60? Wait, is this the right number? And this is only a part of it, because around 2015 or something, my computer at work suddenly kaput, suddenly broke,
Oh
and all the
no.
files were gone and
Oh
couldn't
no.
be retrieved. So I lost the data of a few units over there.
Oh, that's terrible.
And so if I count the units that I work on after my computer died, it's around, let me see, hmm, Little Maiden. Oh, I did Little Maiden. And then it's around, wait, why is it growing? Why is it 100? No, I swear I don't have that one. It's actually 100. Wait, I guess, I guess it's around one more than 100.
100 characters? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's not like sometimes I'm only work a part of it, like maybe just the weapon only, or the aura only, or the pixel art only. So, not the whole unit.
Okay. So,
So we work as a team. So sometimes so each artist has different um mastery. Like for example, I'm good in doing fire units, so that's why whenever a fire unit is made and the aura, the fire behind the character needs to be done, they call me like, oh hey, can you Chia, can you work on the fire aura of this unit? Okay. And then I become a part of that, the characters process. And I guess the more than 100 units is not entirely made by me alone, but it's um we all work together.
yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna be my follow up question too, was if there's any heroes that you've collaborated on with other artists, but we got our answer over 100, so that is insane. 100 different pieces. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
sometimes some artists are good in um designing this character, designing a really cute cute girl character. So whenever an order about that specific character that specific artist really good at, they just drop whatever task they're working at the moment and then going to work on that new character. And so the rest of the team pick up what's left from that artist, and then we work together to finish it.
how many artists would you say are all
Um,
on one unit at a time?
I remember during the Greek gods characters, they were so it has a lot of machineries, and the arts were so detailed, and we were literally running out of time to catch the deadlines. And the Poseidon, what's the name of the Poseidon?
Uh,
Hadaron, bukan? No,
oh,
Poseidon.
Tridon?
Yeah, Tridon.
Yeah.
It was worked on by 5 artists, because the 7 star, 6 star, or 7 star was very complex.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it has a lot of things happening. So we just separate the art into parts, and then three artists work at the same time on different parts, and then after we're done with the parts, we just give it back to the original artist, which will um gather gather the parts together into one whole file, and then send it to team. And
Five artists on one
the
character.
parts were as small as like the tip of the weapon, the arms of the machine, the aura, the legs, even the legs, and then parts of the armor. So it was being um, being cut into smaller pieces for few artists to work stimulatedly
So
at the
with
same time.
so just touching just on that because you said the legs too. Like, would you have did you have somebody on the team that was like specifically really good at just drawing legs, or like they're really good at drawing the hands with like weapons or something like that? Because
If it's
I like
something
you like
like
kind of like how you are like with the
mhm.
fire aura.
If it's something like hands or yeah body parts, we all good in it. But at one time we had a new teammates who is very good in drawing machines, drawing mecha. So do you remember the Easter unit that the bunny with huge bunny mecha?
Yes.
Alice, yeah. That one was made because the new artist was the portfolio when he joined the team. It was filled with very nice mecha designs, and so the team was like, okay, let's use this talent, and so and so that's why the Easter unit had mecha, the bunny mecha one, and that artist was the one who's responsible in designing the robots and stuff. And yeah, they were very quick in designing it.
That's really cool.
So yeah, so that's why whenever we had a mecha units in the future after that, we just gave it to this mecha artist because they're they're a master in it. And uh, we if we needed 2 days to design one small robot, they just need like 3 hours, few hours. It was insane. Yeah,
Wow. Very passionate with the robots. That's awesome.
yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm assuming that you don't like working or making mecha art, or
No,
no?
no, I'm really bad in geometry.
So I believe I asked already. You said you do prefer working on like human characters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. Uh. uh yeah. I guess.
Yeah. So there was a story. So we had a seasonal units about the zodiacs, and so one of the units that I was working on was um the ox, the Mongolian guy. So I was the one who made the 7 stars, and then of course the 7 star will have an omni version,
Of course.
and of course, and then I'm not really good in drawing very buff man, very muscular man, and then this one is very yeah very manly because an ox and a Mongolian a general, and so it took me a really hard time to design him until it took me like a few days, and the designs were not good at all. And then I just told the art director at that time, like, I'm sorry, can I switch task with someone else because I don't think I can uh, pull this character out. So yeah, the art director was like, okay, thank you, Chia, for your honesty. And then yeah, the art director just passed it to someone else who is more adept in drawing manly men, in drawing muscles. And so yeah, we have the the zodiac ox six omni arts now, like that. Very very cool, very manly. I just gave up.
So that would have been. I guess going more into that is the making the buff men, would you say that's like the hardest aspect in making unit art?
For me, it's yes.
Or more so, I guess, just making like the muscles of characters and the overall
Um,
geometry?
the geometry and also the muscles. Overall, not just Brave Frontier. If you draw a male character, you have to really learn about the muscles because somehow man's body, the fit body type, it always shows muscles. Unlike the female bodies are more soft and bouncy in a way. So doesn't have to doesn't have to show the muscles at all, and it's already looking good. But if you draw a male character, to make the male character looks manly, you have to draw the muscles, and that's something like, yeah, very very difficult for me to draw.
So, I guess pretty much just about all the questions I have, at least just really on hand. So, more so just asking questions just as they come out. Um, is there any unit art that you've made yourself? Like, is there a secret like Chia Brave Frontier character that you made?
mm, mm, Let me see. The one that I work by myself without the other artists in the team was the latest ones. Oh my god, who is this Water Winter? I don't know her name. Um, the the latest girl, the ship girl.
Mary?
Yeah, Mary. That was that unit that I made by myself up to the portrait art, and also um the owl, the owl that is with Mary, Luro.
Laura, yes.
Yeah, Luro. And then also the quill. I remember quill because I really enjoyed drawing him.
I do love Gwill. Gwill is probably one of my favorite arts.
Oh, thank you. That was mine. And then who else? A lot of collaboration arts, unit arts were by me, like Sukiyama from Tokyo Ghoul. That was by me. And then also the Gaston from Shin Megami Tensei, and then the Miku, Snow Miku, and some other Miku, the Zenbon Sakura Miku.
So,
There's a lot, yeah.
so there's a
Hmm?
question for you. How what was your reaction to Miku coming back like six, seven, 8 times?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
So just because Miku did return so many times, like were you surprised? Like, did you have any like reaction to that? Like oh my god, like we're getting Miku again, like after like the fifth, sixth time,
Mm,
or were you just
Sorry,
like
I don't really get the question.
like uh, hmm. so because we've had Miku in the game since I think like 2013 or 14. So like you were
Mm-hmm.
saying, like how with like 6 stars and 7 stars, like oh, and now we have an 8 star. Like, was there that same kind of mindset like when you had to make another version of Miku?
Oh no, that one time was more than a shock, a surprise because we the global version followed Japan version closely, and we didn't we weren't how to say it, we're not working too closely with the Japan team, so we didn't know what that they were preparing for a 7 star, preparing for an Omni. So they just give it to us, and with the art team just getting that information so suddenly, like in the order. Okay, this new character order has an Omni. Like what? And then and then after a while we just get used to it, like okay, this character is gonna have 7 star, 8 stars, or sometimes only 7 star. But yeah, that's it. That's just a temporary shock, because we for a year, I think for a year we really work hard to trying to upgrade the 6 stars into 7 stars by, yeah, by adding more armor, by adding more details into an already detailed unit. And then yeah, the Omni came and we're like shocked.
Need
But
to
after
take a
that,
step back.
mhm, yes, after that it's just like normal. Whenever they come to us, this character has an evolve, we're like okay, bring it on.
Going back onto the collabs for a second, is there a favorite collab that you had?
So Sukiyama, because he's my favorite character in Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay, Tokyo Ghoul.
And I think we had a lot of, we joked about him. Oh yeah, so the poses, I think I can give you this. I will give you this file. I think this is fine to show.
You said it's fine in the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one. Oh, it's a big file. Okay, this is how we do the sketches, like for for the collab unit, since the design already there. So we just make the poses, and then and then at the time the Tokyo Ghoul was really popular. That's why it becomes a collaboration unit. And the girls in the team really love Sukiyama, and we joke about the poses, like on the Omni, the C and D.
Yeah, I can see these all the way back. That's great. Uh,
They were laughing. When I designed the poses, I knew that it's not gonna be picked, but it's so funny. It's just funny to be put into the one of the poses design.
Absolutely. That would have been hilarious, like April Fool's art to have.
Yeah, so
That's
we had
great.
we just had a good laugh on the poses, and then picked the, I think the picked one was the A. Yeah, the picked one was A. And for the collab units, the challenge was, everything has to be official. So even the poses, it has to be like um uh taken from a screenshot in the game, in the anime, in the manga, in the official art. So you see that the 7 stars C pose, it comes from an official art from the artist itself. The Sukiyama with flower on the mouth.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, it's from the author itself. And so whenever we want to propose a pose, it has to come from the official artist. So it cannot be from fan art. It cannot be from a meme. Cannot be from anywhere else.
Gotcha.
So that's why the hardest part of doing the collab is to go through all the anime episodes, and yeah, like trying to find the iconic pose, iconic battles, iconic scene of that character, and then try to draw the battle pose, the the JoJo pose, anything pose into pre-frontier unit. That was the challenge for collaboration units.
This is Very, very exciting. Thank you for sharing this with us.
No problem.
So, going back to the whole deadline, uh, was there any was there any panic or issues like meeting some deadlines?
Yeah, I remember the Poseidon, who's the name again? Tridon.
Tried on, yeah.
Yeah, we had 5 artists working on him at once because um because at that time we were really overwhelmed by the designs of the characters, very a lot of makeup and a lot of details. And then I remember that one time when we were working the morning before we work on Tridon, we asked the art director, excuse me, what is the deadline for Tridon? Oh, it's yesterday. What?
Oh, what? Oh no.
So we literally dropped every task on hand and just work on Tridon all day long until he's finished. Because the deadline was yesterday, and we're like, no.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But after that, we got more people in the team. We got more help, and then the deadline became more bearable because there's we can work on the units parallelly with more artists, so it's less burden on specific artists.
So, I don't know if this would be anything that you're allowed to share, but how big was the team?
The team, let me count. 3, 4, 5, 9. The main wait, there's more. I'm downstairs. One, two, about about 12 or 13 artists,
Oh wow. And
and
that's across all of the
that's
designs.
only the main art team that works on the units, works on the portraits, and works on the pixel art. But we had more people in another place that works on more stuff out there. So my team only consists of 13, but out there's more of them, which we don't really communicate much because they work on different sets of pre-frontier arts.
Gotcha. More like the UIs and stuff like that, like you mentioned before, or more so like outside like promotional stuff.
Um, I think both.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think both.
Let's see. Yeah, that's all right. So that's everything off that sheet. Um, let's see. When hmm, you mentioned starting out in the indie game studio too, but when did you realize that you were kind of becoming part of something more with Brave Frontier?
So it was actually a quite embarrassing story. I got fired from my first job.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was something about the management and stuff. And then they had to reduce the amount of people working in that studio, and I got picked. I was young and still inexperienced, so I got kicked out. And then I returned. So my first workplace was like 2 province away from my hometown. So I came back after I got fired. I came back to my hometown, and then um, eventually. at the time, around July or August 2014, Frontier Global has just started. Yeah, the office I was at the studio I was working on started to post recruitment posters everywhere. And one of the artists who is already working there was my senior, not really senior in university, but more to like an artist, a professional artist that I've been looking up to since junior high.
Mm-hmm. Apprentice, like.
So yeah, and then when I knew that um, they're working in the studio and working for Brim Frontier, I was like, okay, I want to work with them. I want to work with my idol.
That's awesome.
You know that kind of praise that work hard until your idol become your rival. I
Becomes his
was I was
rival.
highly
Ooh.
competitive. Yeah, I was really competitive at the time. Maybe because I was young. But now I'm like, okay, we don't have to be rival. We can be friends.
That's awesome. Um, when did you know when you first started Brave Frontier, like what it was, or was it just more of like I'm just following my idol at this point?
Um, when I first joined the team, there weren't much to do yet because I think they were still like figuring out how it works. It was the team was very new at the time, so I think the Brave Frontier Global was still running the Japanese versions content. So the actual global content only started a few months after I joined, and during that time, I was being guided. I was being taught by the art director to adapt into pre-frontier style, like practicing the chibi style, and then trying to design some units that never exist, just imaginary units to teach me how pre-frontier units should be designed. And then also trying out the coloring, trying out the elements, and then knowing more of what is Pro Frontier, what is the story, what is the elements, and the colorizing. Like if it's a fire unit, then the unit needs to have a lot of red, and then if it's the light unit, then it's white with a lot of pastel colors, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. It was I forgot what was my first unit, but the ones that I remember vividly was the cricket units starting from Zedus and then Ultron, the RS one, Ultron,
Ultron, yeah, or Ultor.
Ultron, yeah, Ultron, yeah, Ultron was my work. So that was my first memories of Brave Frontier units that I work on, and then from there it just pulling down until now, until the last of Brave Frontier.
So how did you come to terms with the ending of Brave Frontier?
Oh, I was really sad. I joined Brave Frontier since its birth, and then when we were told that Brave Frontier will stop its development, like it was still running for another half a year, I think, but there's no new units, there's no new grand quest. They just reruns and yeah, reruns for the events and units. And then by that time, the artists from the teams had already gone to different projects. So the ones who left in Brave Frontier was only me in the end, in the very end, me and another technical artist for the pixel art. And then so we had a poster where the characters jumping in the air with the blue sky in the background. That was done by
Yeah,
me.
that was also yours. That's
Yeah, that
such
was
an
mine.
iconic piece. Is
They give me like this is so Chia, this is the last task for you in Brave Frontier project. We want you to make a poster of these characters. I didn't really know how they pick the characters, but I think there's the popular units at the time or the memorable, the most pull. I don't know. And then yeah, I sketches the composition and blah blah blah, and then started to render it little by little, and yeah, it finished. And then once Prefrontier really stopped operating, I saw the poster everywhere and with a text saying that thank you for playing the game, thank you summoners for your support. And I was like, so Prefrontier is really over. I was really sad.
it really hit you
It's
that
my
moment?
baby.
Yeah. I was like, how many tears were dropped like making that art piece because it is really really pretty.
I don't remember. I think it's a week or more than that, because there's a lot of characters and a lot of details. So yeah, and at one time I tried to make it draw it a little slower than usual, because I didn't want Frontier to end.
Yeah.
This is my last task. If I finish this and then that's it. And I was like, oh, I can I make this a little longer?
Just draw it out an extra day. Uh,
Yeah, and then like after it's done, and then I still revisit the character one by one. Okay, I will add more details on this, detail on that, even though it's not really needed. But I was just very reluctant to let it go and say that it's finished. So yeah, that was my last task for Preventia.
it's definitely super super heartbreaking. Is
Mm-hmm.
is the community's passion for Recoded got you hopeful or excited?
Oh, I was really excited. I know that a lot of people really love Brave Frontier, and then after the games is closed, and they yeah, like the sudden realization that we cannot play the game anymore just hits very hard. And so when I heard about the Rico that you guys are trying to revive the game and to make it playable for everyone once more, was like, oh, this is a very sweet project. Like Prefrontier holds a lot of memories in people's hearts, and it's like one of the most iconic game of its era. Like
Absolutely.
everybody knows Prefrontier, yeah. So yeah, it's a very sweet project. Thank you.
And again, just thank you for all the years of your effort going towards making the original Brave Frontier, so that way we can kind of pick up the pieces and make something anew. So it really is. Uh, it really is a surreal experience, just like being able to have this conversation with you, like having a talk with one of the developers of again childhood games growing up in life, and for many other people too, literal uh, home for a lot of summoners called Grand Gaia Brave Frontier. It's definitely a massive event today. So I do really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and give us all these details and share your insight with what it was like working with the team.
Mhm. And thank you for inviting me, because yeah, finally I can share about my fun experience in being a part of Brave Frontier team.
I do know that the next little while is going to be busy. Is there anything that you want to say to the community before signing off?
What I want to say, I have been secretly following the Summoners fandom Discord and then the Reddit and stuff, and I always love to read the comments of the whenever a new unit is released, especially if you guys compliment about the arts and about the story, like when the story says something and the character change expression into something very intense or very sweet, and you guys was like screenshotting that face and turns it into a meme. I was really enjoying it. It's really surreal for me to see my art being a meme in the community, and even some become a sticker, I think, or or an emoji.
Yeah,
I just quietly follow the yeah, reading you guys, like, oh, the someone are so sweet.
yeah, I do. It's funny because I do recall our first initial interaction was me asking you to make uh, an emote of Renatus, which then,
Yes.
funny enough, turned into uh, us having a longer conversation, and then now here we are, almost like a whole year later, talking about
Yes.
Brave Frontier and everything else. It's super exciting. Um, yeah, I mean, I think we can wrap it up there, or we can keep going if you'd like.
We can wrap here.
All right. Well, I do greatly appreciate you again, Gia, for taking time out of your day to talk with me and overall make this moment in history. That way we can look back on it. And I'm very, once again, very thankful for all your time and effort put into Brave Frontier, and I hope we do justice by making a good project and a good product.
Mhm. It was very, yeah, it was very, it's my legend to work on a game as big as Brave Frontier and as loved as Brave Frontier, even until it gets revived by the fans. It, it's my first time seeing a fans trying to revive a game that has long stopped its development. So yeah, thank you.
Um, would you be open to maybe doing another interview in the future? Maybe like
I
after we
will
release?
see. I will see, because starting from December, I will be really busy with real life, as I'm trying to further my education, and yeah, I still don't know how busy I will be. So yeah, for sure I will be occupied for 3 years in the future, but after that, maybe if I have time, then I would love to take part in it.
Well, I would like to hope that within the next 3 years we'll definitely have a at least an alpha or beta for you next time. We can maybe do a little play test together.
Yes, I'm looking forward for it.
Alrighty. Well, all right, Chia. Thank you again, and thank you again, summoners, for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this interview with ex artist Chia, and I will see you all again in update 24, I believe. This video should be coming out in after update 23, so I should be seeing you all in update 24. So, thank you all for watching, and thank you once again, Chia, for your time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
It
Mhm.
really, there's so much with the game, like, not even just the art alone, but like the story, the music, and the community, and all that. It would be a shame to see it all die out. So it's even
Yeah.
more drive and inspiration as well. Just seeing how and again, kind of like
Uh,
talking to you right now, like is Perfect example, right? Of just like how passionate and dedicated everybody is to wanting to see Brave Frontier again. So,
Yeah, it's like so from 2011, it's like 13 years of career, and Brave Frontier from 2014 until 2020, 2021. How long was it again?
uh,
8 years, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, 8 years.
8 years. So it's like more than half of my career until now. So that's why Brave Frontier is really special for me because I grew up with it in a way about my career, and then I met a lot of people. I connected with a lot of yeah very awesome people from all around the world. So yeah, it was a really big life what is it? A really big life change, a really big life event that I will cherish forever.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though afterwards I also left the studio. But I was working after Brave Frontier. I was working on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Ooh.
So my dream came true. Like my first TRPG was Final Fantasy 7, and then at the time, as a child, I was dreaming about working with SquareSoft at the time, working on Final Fantasy title, and it actually happened in in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. And
Ooh.
I even got to um like so Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, the global version, was monitored by the Japanese team, and so all the feedback we received it from the Square Enix itself. And so almost half of the things that I did in the team was uh, was given feedback by Square Enix itself, the Square Enix officials. And
Wow.
I was really I was really amazed. Like, damn, I'm really working for Square Enix.
That's crazy.
And their feedback was something like out of this world. Like, it's very to the point and very communicative and solving the problem really fast. So yeah, they're really good in giving guidance, giving order and everything else. It's a very professional environment. But now Brief Exvius also ends its service. So well,
Yes. I was just about
oh
to
well.
bring up. Does that also leave a sting now with Brave Exvius?
The what?
I said, does Brave Exvius also being shut down leave a sting, or did Brave Frontier kind of like already like set the mood?
I'm not really sure. I mean, Brave Frontier was shut down a few years before Brave Exvius. Brave Exvius, and then when I was still working for Brave, for yeah Brave Exvius, it was already declining in the production. Like usually the deadline was really tight, even tighter than Brave Frontier. But then yeah, it slowed down little by little until we only get a few units at a month, and then sometimes almost none at all. So it's just slowly declining, and then I left the studio before maybe I left the studio a year ago, so it's just a year after a year before Brief Exvius was shut down. But by then, by last year, when I left the studio, they already said that, Chia, next year, Brief Exvius will stop its service. So it's already planned a year before.
Oh, that's and you gotta live like the guilt of knowing that you can't say anything for a whole year. Oh man,
Yeah,
that oh that hurts.
that was also very sad because um, I left the after Pre-Frontier end. Somehow the artists, the people that work for Pre-Frontier, lost their spirits. I mean, like Pre-Frontier team was so solid. We were really having fun in the production process. That after the game ends, we just feeling like homeless people.
Oh,
We just don't know what to do. Like we wanted to work on something like Brave Frontier again, working with the people like Brave Frontier team again. But yeah, the same chance never comes twice. So it was just a once in a lifetime experience. And after that, we just separated ways here and there, and some even going overseas, some going to different studios, someone going to triple A, someone went to indie, someone went freelance. So, but yeah, we we all still have a group chat to talk about Brave Frontier. Sometimes we just revisit the chat and talk. Hey, you guys remember the
is
time
everybody
when
still
we blah blah
active
blah
in there?
blah. Not really active, but sometimes we were basically friends at this point, like not only teammates. Because Kumi Asia was in Singapore and my office is in Indonesia. So yeah, we got so close that we're just friends at this time. I went to Singapore and visit them. We had lunch and we had dinner. So yeah, we have a group chat in Discord and to talk about the game. And I know that I'm very close to my writer. Even until now, we still talk about Frontier, and also just chatting around as friend. And she had a group chat for the game designers team, and yeah, they still talk about Frontier a lot, even though they have spread a lot um, all over the world.
That's good though. Like sticking to the roots.
Yeah, we were like, I mean, if we're given a chance to work on, for example, with the Frontier 2 Global, we will come again. But the chance will never come. So, oh well, that was once of a lifetime.
And it really kind of upsets me because I feel like Brave Frontier had so much more potential outside of just like the mobile game market. Like I definitely could have seen it expanding further out to consoles and then more so PC, and then if they really wanted to with just how engrossing the story could be, like maybe an anime or movie or something of the sorts. But
Yeah,
I really
but
feel like
yeah, it never happened.
it felt like they were. I don't want to say limiting themselves, but to a degree almost. Because again, like there's even just one group of characters, uh, like just from the arts and the stories, like the six heroes alone, there could be an entire, you know, anime just on those heroes alone.
Yeah, or I guess if they want to spread into consoles, I think a card game based on Brave Frontier, like Yu-Gi-Oh, but Brave Frontier using Brave Frontier units as the card, it will be quite fun, quite popular.
That
Like it's
could be
something,
fun too. Yeah,
it's yeah, it's something different, but still Brave Frontier and a more engaging battle style, more active battle style. But yeah, it never happened. We were actually very excited when we heard about Brave Frontier 2 because at the time we already felt the decline of the order of new characters. Like usually we got order of 7 stars to Omni, but at the end most of the orders were only 7 stars. No, only Omni. So no evolutions because that's because the team already reduced the amount of artists, the amount of workers for the team. So they had to reduce the amount of orders, the art orders also. I was the only, me and one more artist. Yeah, was the only one who stayed in Brave Frontier for the past 6 months before it closed. So that's why we could only work on very few units.
I see. Okay, so and that's I imagine also in turn why a lot of the characters just became only available in Omni Evolution as well, just because there was the less orders.
Mhm. There was actually I forgot what year, but they actually released a plan to release uh, uh du- dual units,
Mm-hmm.
like two units attacking together, and then they will have a special animation of them attacking together. I remember something like that.
Yeah, the dual brave first.
Yeah, dual brief first, and then at one time they the global team planned on having dual bursts for uh, popular units, and one of the pairs was Scientist and Sofina.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we already did the storyboard, everything, and it just ready for the production stage, but they never happened. So it's still sitting in my, so we're using Trello uh, to what is it, to track our progresses.
mm.
And then yeah, this beautiful storyboard of Sofiner and Scientist is still sitting there without
Oh,
being produced at all. I'm still staring at it like, oh, it's so pretty.
the hidden files, the hidden lore.
Yeah.
Um, do you think we'll ever be able to like that concept art that you showed me of the different poses of the characters? Do you think we'd ever be able to see more of those in the future?
Concepts. Not really sure. Because I remember one time an artist posted sketches in social media, and they told him to take them down. Yes.
Okay,
I think yeah, it's kind of um what's the word again?
non-disclosure.
Uh yeah,
Gotcha.
cannot disclose them. It's a shame though, like some of us, most of us, including me, couldn't openly say that, hey, I'm brave frontier artist openly in international space, because I think my friends, my local friends, know that I'm the artist of brave frontier, but not like famous internationally, because this is the like the habit of Japanese company, not only Brave Frontier but also other games.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want they don't want to name the artist if they're not Japanese. So yeah, they it's like they don't want the public, the international public, to knows that other people than Japanese works on their Japanese games. That's why my friends
Interesting.
who actually worked for Nikkei, for um what else, Grand Blue, no, not Grand Blue, Blue Archive, games, the gacha games like that. There's a lot of my friends from here who freelance to them, but the names never got out because Japan doesn't like that.
Interesting. That's I never
So
thought of
yeah,
that.
we can only put them in our portfolio whenever we apply for a job, and that's it.
Interesting. I mean, I would like to imagine uh, having Brave Frontier in your portfolio is a pretty big thing.
Yes.
Pretty easy, like like oh wow, part of Brave Frontier, just accept it easily.
Yes. That's actually what whenever I apply for a job, and then put Brave Frontier into my portfolio, they're just like, yes, we're interested. We are very interested for hiring you.
Immediate hire, we'll take them.
Intermediate, intermediate. What is it? um, uh, finding a date for interview. It was so last year after I went out from Gumi. Uh, so after Brave Frontiers out, and somehow my spirit went down, and the team, the office didn't feel the same anymore. So I was looking for another place to work in, and maybe a new ambitious project to get invested in. And so I found this local game studio that is still a startup, and they saw my Brave Frontier um, unit art and the portraits, and they say like this is exactly what we trying to find. And so I got hired in a time like just 2 days. I got hired.
There you go.
but
Awesome.
but apparently they lied. Like so when I first working there, they used AI.
Oh no.
And yeah, they use AI on everything. Like um yeah, so I didn't get to use my skill at all. And I was there very depressed, like, so why am I hired here? Because the art director, the art lead from that new studio, uh couldn't, like the art skill was really low, but because he has a high skill in typing prompts in AI,
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
he was hired to be art director. I was so
The art director? What?
yes, yes. I was like, imagine from a team like Brave Frontier, I got slapped into an AI, an AI studio.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Uh, okay, so
I,
then,
I only stayed there for 6 weeks and then I resigned.
yeah. Okay, well, I was gonna say then, follow up with that then. I guess your feelings regarding AI, not good.
Yeah, not good. Ugh.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
crazy.
maybe for the newer generation, um, they see AI as something, a new potential, tools that can help them and such. But since I grew up in an environment where your raw drawing skill was very very valued, especially in preferring your team. Like I said in the interview, we drew everything from scratch, not using assets at all.
Mm.
And then, yeah, and then there's AI where you just read something and then it works for you by stealing people's art. It's just so unethical to me.
No, no, absolutely. And that's like that. I'm just still like a bit flabbergasted, honestly, that they they saw your talent with over 8 years and chose somebody that can just type a couple words into a keyboard and then gave them the title of director. Like that's just so outlandish to me.
Yeah, that's why I just resigned from there, even though the pay was good. But I felt like I since I was going to I'm going to go to study abroad, and this is like my last chance to build my career in art, to do art as my career. I didn't want to spend my last time as an artist to be in a place like that.
Yeah, of course. If it's not too personal, what are you going to school for?
Gastronomy.
Just
Gastronomy, it's a cooking, a chef.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
interesting,
I feel
awesome.
that um what how to say it, after COVID, so we all work from home, and my work was mostly waking up to my bed from at my bedroom, and then walk to my computer and then work there for 8 hours a day, and then back to my bedroom, and that's it. I almost never get out of the house anymore. And I find that very depressing, especially after volunteer was over, and then um the work what is it? The work environment shifted into something that is less fun, less engaging. And then there's AI, and yeah, I feel like maybe before the AI thing went out of control, and it's too late for me to find another another career, then I need to start from now.
Oh
That's why
yeah,
I picked
totally.
a different type of job, and it's also a um, health concern. Yeah, because sitting every day for 13 years, minimum 8 years a day without getting sunlight and under the air conditioning room, it's apparently very bad for your health.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I feel like recently, before I decided to take the gastronomy school plan, I felt like my health declined little by little, yeah, declining. And yeah, one of the reason was sitting 8 to 10 hours a day and not moving at all, just my fingers, I guess, and my eyes, and
Hmm.
then under the air conditioned room. And yeah, I thought that I should get a job that makes me physically active, like cooking is very physically demanding.
Hmm.
So I feel that it's gonna make me, it's gonna be a healthier choice of career.
I thought about going into uh, gastronomy or culinary. I'm not sure if there's a difference between the two. I think it's like same thing, just different names. Um, I could be wrong, but
Yeah, culinary. Yeah.
yeah, no, a lot of very physically demanding, a lot of mental demanding as well. Just trying to keep all the temperatures and dishes hot and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could survive the stress of working in a kitchen long term. So I
I'm
do.
not sure either.
I
I
do
think
hope you use well for that.
oh so the program I'm following is Ausbildung in Germany. So the reason why I picked this is because after I graduated, I'm not singing. There's no contract for me to work as a chef even after I graduated. So if after 3 years I want to go back to art, I can still apply to study games in Germany. So this is like a stepping stone for me to move into a better country, since I'm from Indonesia, and as a third world country, it's very um, living here is very suffocating. It's
Right.
very bad. The economy is very bad, and then the work life balance is also not so balanced.
Yeah.
And also my concern was the age. So somehow in Indonesia, if you're older than 25, it's very hard for you to find a job.
If you're older than 25.
Yes,
Wow.
sometimes 35 is like the top margin, but it's very rare for companies to take 35 years old new worker. So I was thinking like, um, if one day the AI thing took over the art industry and I lost my job in studios here, I cannot. I don't really have any other skill than drawing to apply into other companies, and by that time, I'm already too old to join, yeah, any company. So before that happens, I have to look for an alternative to secure my finance, to secure my future, just in case this AI takes away a lot of our jobs, which already happening now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
it's
that's
it's
that's so
quite
crazy too,
scary.
because art isn't really something that's like I would imagine it was like, okay, if it's like you're over 45, 55, and it's like a very physically demanding job like construction or something like that, okay, I could see that being a little bit more reasonable. But to not hire an artist just because they're over 25 doesn't make any sense to me personally.
Yeah,
Like
that's why.
your hands are always going to be good until you're 70, 80, hell even 90. So I don't see how that's so strange. I didn't know that.
I guess I guess for art they're quite flexible, so even though you're 40 or 45 they can still hire you. But for other industry like if AI really takes over all the art jobs, takes over the art industry, then all the art jobs in here are closed,
Mm-hmm.
then I will not have any other option to work in other field. And by that time, maybe I'm ready 40, 45. And yeah, if I cannot land any job at 45, then how will I live?
Yeah, no, of course.
So yeah, so that's why I took the chance for Ausbildung in Germany, since Europe countries don't really they're very against discrimination of age and appearance and race and everything else. So yeah, as long as you are qualified for it, no matter how old you are, they will accept you.
Just as it should be.
And
Are
I guess before I left, about few months ago, I tried to apply to a game studio in Berlin, and they were really excited for my portfolio because of the brave frontier stuff. Yes,
mm.
and I told them that uh, um, unfortunately, 2 days after I sent my application, I got a place in Germany for my Ausbildung. So I had to choose between the studio or the Ausbildung. And in the end, I chose the Ausbildung because if I choose the studio, then I had to I will have to redo my life all over again, like working from home, working in my bedroom, walking to my computer, sitting for 10 hours, and then go back to my bedroom
Right.
again. So yeah,
Time for a
I
change of
picked
pace.
Ausbildung, and they told me that, well, if after the Ausbildung, after 3 years, you're still interested in working with us, then yeah, just come. Like I
That's
can
nice
just
though.
email them and then maybe ask for an interview or directly come to their Berlin office for a direct interview or something. So yeah, I still have an option if I end up not really liking working in culinary, I can still go back to art.
Yeah, that's awesome. Always have an open door available. That's great.
Yes,
Are
I'm really
you
looking forward.
are you already familiar with German at all?
Yeah, I passed the exam for B1, B1. That's like intermediate German. But it's been a year, so I have to quickly get used to the language again.
Yeah. So you're trilingual, Indonesian, English, and German now.
um, what's the fourth quartlingual? Because in Indonesia we have our local language that is different from city to city, province to province, and our local language is very different from Indonesian. So we are born with two languages in default, and
Okay.
then so it's Javanese, and then so we speak Indonesian for the formal, and then I speak English, and now I speak German. So
Wow, that's oh, like actually such a big brain. That's incredible.
Okay, I guess it's getting late here, so yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we can end. Mhm.
Yeah. Of course. Um,
Question.
for which question?
Oh, I didn't really get the question, but I answered it with the Omni was quite a shock for us, but yeah, it was
Oh,
only
yeah. It
temporary.
was so because there was a so Hatsune Miku had already come out, and I think she was a 4 or 5 star with like the whole all the Vocaloids, and Miku kept returning, like I think for 5, 6, or 7 different events. So eventually there was like 6 or 7 different Mikus in the game. So the question was, were you surprised to see that Miku was returning so many times?
Oh, so that was the question. I wonder if we can revisit that question. We can redo that
Yeah, no, it's all right.
question.
I already got it up. We're all good. Like you want me to like repeat the question or
Yeah, you can repeat the question and then I will answer it based on what I understand now.
yeah. So were you so okay? Were you surprised to see Miku return for so many events?
So I was surprised, especially when the units were seasonal like Zeruya and then the Easter and also the autumn, the Halloween, the Tiara, yeah, the Halloween units. And every time they returns, they get evolved into a higher tier. At first it was 6, and then the next year 7, and we were surprised there's 7, and then the next year it's Omni. Like there's Omni now, and what's next year? Is it 9 stars? But yeah, thankfully it stopped Omni. So um, we were, I guess, the unit stopped when they hit the Omni evolution, and like so whenever we get an order about this returning character being an Omni, then we know that oh, it's their last appearance, their last returning appearance in the game in our task. So we try to make the Omni very very pretty, the best we can with the best we can design for them. And yeah, knowing that the next season there will be a new unit that will replace them. So yeah, we always looking forward for it because usually when they return, they have a different set of stories, different character development, different story. So it's always a challenge to make them make them look different, to upgrade their looks to fit more of the occurring story.
Okay. Um, so I have a picture I'm gonna send. So it's Hatsune Miku, but it's all of her like different forms. Where like one is like Sakura Miku, one is Priestess Miku, uh, Senbon Zakura Miku. I'm sure I just butchered that. And then the Twinkle Snow Miku, and then Diva Hatsune Miku. So 5 different Mikus in total. Uh, was that like interesting to see that you had to make 5 different versions of the same character?
Yes, since even though it's the same Miku, she has different designs. Like we all know, every year Miku has a new appearance. So like I think the Diva Hatsune Miku is the original Miku design, and then the Sakura Miku is probably from 2017, and then the Priestess Snow, and then the Twinkle Snow, and then the Zenbon Sakura was really popular because of the song, the Zenbon Sakura.
Mm.
So yeah, every each time, so Miku is counted as collaboration unit, and she didn't have any specific story for us to order. We just have to the easiest one was Zenbon Sakura because we can reference the design, the pose, and the aura from the music video itself. The Zenbon Sakura, that one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it was really fun. Yeah, it's every Miku was fun to work with, and since in the studio we are obviously whips. We love anime, we love manga, we love games. So having the opportunity to work on Miku, Hatsune Miku, the Hatsune Miku was really exciting, and uh, it's something that we can be proud of. I work for Miku. I work on Miku in Prefrontier.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super exciting. Do you have a favorite of the Mickeys?
If we look from this list, then my favorite was the Mankai Sakura Miku, because I think the pink was really pretty and the flowers everywhere.
Yeah, it is really gorgeous.
And the ones who responsible in drawing the unit was my idol artist in the team. We were really looking up to them. So yeah, and I was the one who drew the flowers. I guess there's so many flowers,
There is a lot of
flowers
flowers.
petals. Yeah, there's a lot of flowers. So yeah, I think I was the one who did the aura. Yeah, it was me. It was fun to draw flowers that many. And they're all from scratch because yeah, like I said earlier, we didn't use assets done by other artists. So every single petal here was drawn from scratch.
That's just incredible. I think that'll just about do it.